G'day guys, something a little different today. We have got a set of Sanooer towing mirrors for the Discovery 3. Now these guys do rear tail lights and mirrors for a lot of makes and models. Unfortunately for my car they only do the mirrors. They've been kind enough to send me these out to give them an install and review video. So that's what we're going to be doing today. They're packaged really well. I already cut the tape of the box just so that you guys didn't have to watch me do that. But they are really nicely and well packaged. As you can see, they're wrapped in, they're like double protected with this foam as well. So this is the right hand side mirror. Oops. It's pretty good quality actually. So I'll put that down. What else comes in this? So you got your fixing equipment as well. And God, they are packed well. You've got the same box for your left-hand mirror. So never have to worry about them being damaged on transport, for sure. What have we got? Left and right mirror. So right hand, left hand. First impressions are pretty good. So the actual mounting face to the car is a nice aluminium bracket. And then all this is a hard plastic, so how do they slide? They're nice and smooth with the sliding, and they feel quite stiff, so if I set that there. So I'd say that takes a couple of kilo of force to actually move it in, which is good, that's what you want. You don't get any instructions with the mirrors, but it's pretty self-explanatory anyway, so what have we got wiring wise? So we've got 5 wires, so it keeps the factory mirror adjustment. Left, right, down and up, keeps all of those, which is definitely handy. And your bottom mirror, so this bottom mirror here is a manual adjustment. So that's all manual, and it feels real good, real nice and stiff. And then your top mirror is obviously your electronic, which plugs into your original harness. So what we'll do is I'll take you over to the vehicle and we'll look at how to get these door trims off. Alright guys, so the door panel itself is going to be pretty simple to do. All you need is a T25 Torx bit. That's for the 4 bolts behind the door handle here. I like to use 2 flat blade screwdrivers, a nice fine one and then a slightly medium sized one for popping plastic covers off. And you'll need a Phillips head screwdriver for the 3 screws which are behind your LANDROVER symbol, bottom right hand corner of the door, bottom left hand corner of the door. And I'm not sure if this is a requirement or not, but I will be pulling out the screw behind this door handle here just for now, and I'll let you know afterwards if it is actually a requirement or not. So we'll start with getting the plastic door handle off. Now, easiest way for this is 2 screwdrivers, small one first. You come from underneath and you'll see this little separation, and all you do is lever it up, and it's just on a couple of clips like so, and that pops free, and then you just got to come from the side as well. That's that one. It's always scary doing clips because you don't want to break them, so just be nice and gentle. If it feels like it's not coming, then there's probably a good reason for it. Don't keep at it. There we go. Cool. Right, so part 2 is your 4 screws that you have inside of these. Now, it's obviously just the Discovery 4s that require the Torx bits. So all we've got to do is pop these 4 out. Doesn't actually feel like it's going to be a requirement. Right, so you got your top right hand screw. So I don't want it to fall into the door. Top right hand, bottom right hand. Now these are a longer screw, so don't put them back in the wrong place. And your bottom left hand. Now what I'm going to do, because I'm not 100% sure if this is actually free, I'm just going to give the bottom of the door a little pull, and then I'm going to find out where we're looking for. See if it was quite tight. Try and pop it free. So you've got these little clips that you need to work the whole way around. This will be nice and gentle. That's halfway up now. So this is only, I've only done the 3 screws at the moment, so top right, bottom left, bottom right as well. So it does still feel stiff in the middle, so I do need to pull these screws out. That's good. So that's feeling freer. Now it does feel like it's caught on this door as well, so we will pop the door out too. You just got a little plastic insert, then another Phillips head screw. That's free there. Alright, so all the screws are out. So in the end we ended up doing 4 screws for your handle, 1 screw for your door, top right, bottom left, work your way around the door trim with a small flat face screwdriver, pop all the clips out, and then you get to this point. So at this point here, once again it's another scenario where you don't want to be rough. Feels like there's clips in here as well. There we go. Yep, so you got your door trim clips as well on this side. So for them to come free, you got to pull it towards you. Alright, so for your actual mirror, you've got your mirror harness here. It's just 1 plug. I know that pops. And then you've got, this is where you require your T25 Torx bit. So what you need to do, this is why it's good to have the window down while you're doing this. And that way you can pop 3 bolts out. We won't be reusing these as we got new ones with the mirrors. And you want to support the mirror obviously on your last one. Alright, and that mirror is now free, and you just want to gently pull it free, and it actually pops. There's your old mirror. What you're going to do is come around this side, once again feeding through the harness, through the hole. There's a bit of a tight squeeze. Also, I forgot to mention, this does have a nice rubber seal on the back to seal it off again from outside air. So, just another good thing. These are just a 10mm nut. So we'll just bust all 3 of these on. Alright, so basically It's the wrong plug. It's not ideal. Alright. Alright guys, right hand side's done and dusted. I thought I'd just do a quick test run on one side to make sure that I've got my head around it before I started wasting footage on the video. So, this is a 16 pin plug, which plugs straight into your mirror harness if you're a Discovery 4 owner. If you're a Discovery 3 owner, then unfortunately it's a 10 pin plug. And it hasn't come with that. So basically I've just addressed to them that I recommend that the kit comes with, because it can be separated by the clips here, that they go 16 pin and a 10 pin and just put it in every single mirror box. And then that way, regardless of the Discovery 3 or 4, there's no chance whatsoever of actually messing this up. You'll always get the parts that are required. So the only other dilemma I ran into is these are a yellow light on the side of the mirror. Now, yellow light's fine, but the way it was wired up, or way it wanted to be wired up, is that it was constantly illuminated. I wanted it as an indicator light, especially considering that it's yellow. So basically what I've done is picked up off of this blue wire here, and I've ran this down to the right hand side door indicator. If you want to do it so it's an indicator, you're going to have to wire it up like I am, which I'm going to show you now on the left hand side. But if you just want it as a solid amber light on the side of your car, as a driving light when you're driving or whatever, then they will be wired up so that they come on with the ignition. So personal preference. Now it's time for me to wire up this harness. So remember, we have, so you guys hopefully never have to deal with this. If you do, then that's unfortunate. Pin 1. So starting, you're looking at this plug closest to the car. Pin 1, red wire. Pin 2, green wire. This is your switch, which changes polarity so you can adjust the mirror both ways. Pin 3, yellow wire. This is up and down. Forgot to mention red wire is left and right. Blue wire is your indicator light. Black and white is your common earth. So blue wire doesn't go to this plug. Blue wire goes to this little wire here, green and white trace for your indicator on your door. Black and white is your common earth, which goes to pin 5. So pin 1, pin 2, pin 3, skip pin 4 and go to your indicator, straight to pin 5 for your common earth, and that's all you need to do. Once again, they will have a plug on suited for this vehicle, so this isn't something you guys need to worry about, hopefully. So, red to red, green to green, yellow to dark green. This is the same on both sides as well. Yellow to dark green. We skip wire number 4, mirror heater. We skip that, we don't need it. Unless you want constant yellow lights on your mirror, in that case you can wire it up to that. Then you go black and white trace to black. This is your common earth for your light, for your mirror and your light. Before I go any further, I will plug this in real quick and test the operation. That's everything working as it should. Obviously I made sure that none of the wires were touching. I'll solder all these up and then I'll wire in the extension down to the green wire with white trace for our indicator light. Alright guys, that's the end of this one. Tomorrow will be on-road testing, looking for vibrations, corrugation test. There's a little bit of land out the back, which is a limestone road, which is quite rutted out and corrugated. So we'll be doing a hiccups. We'll be doing a vibration test on that, and I'll give you a general walk around of the vehicle so you guys get a good idea of how these mirrors look. So far I'm loving them. Right guys, time for the corrugation test. So we're in like an old limestone quarry. The road's very corrugated. I'm going to try and get up to about 50-60k an hour, and I'll just have the mirror held up on the side for you. They feel pretty stable on the way in, but we'll do another test on the way out just to show you guys how we're going. everything else. Alright, so it's going to be quite noisy in here, but just a review on the mirrors. This is 60k an hour on bumpy roads. The mirror is nice and stable. As you can hear, it's definitely bumpy. The mirror is as solid as. So not bad. Alright guys, thanks for watching. They held up pretty well on the corrugations as well as just day-to-day driving. I have towed 2 caravans with this now. The MDC 12 Plus and an old Jayco expander, as well as obviously the Opus. So for towing, definitely worth it. When they're not connected to a trailer, you have a lot of vision, but it also takes a bit of getting used to. But once you get used to the mirrors, I don't think I could go back to the old ones. As I said, end result is quality is good for the price. Don't be worried about the plug, because Sanooer are going to finish that off and get it all working well. As I said, this is the first Discovery 3 they fitted their mirrors to, or I fitted them to. So this was a learning curve for not only me but them as well. So my feedback is going back to them now, and all the new mirrors should be sorted. But thanks for watching guys, catch you on the next one.